All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a complete analysis, breakdown of every single thing I use in Trials of Osiris for my Hunter build here. I'm going to explain why I use everything that I use. I'm making adjustments to the new meta, and I'm changing things, and I'm going to show you my exact stasis build, and so on and so forth. I haven't done this video in a while. I haven't showed you exactly what build I'm using in PvP in quite some time. I think the last time I did this, I was like a Titan main, so apologies out there to my fellow Titan brethren. I have left you for now, but I will come back to Titan one day when I feel like I like the abilities that Titan has. You know, maybe when Bungie brings back Twilight Garrison. Okay, mark my words. If Bungie brings back Twilight Garrison, I will be back on Titan. But for now, I'm on Hunter, largely because of the movement. Now, so let's break everything down, all right? Starting with Revenant. We got Gambler's Dodge. Using this one, it's a little faster. Obviously, it doesn't reload your gun, but it gets you out of dodge a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? It gets you around the corner and gives you that melee ability, which is always really nice. Strafe Jump is definitely the jump to go for. Obviously, Triple Jump is, too slow, but it's nice to get an extra jump. It's a little too slow. And High Jump is just actually for crackheads. Like, don't use that unless you're on crack. Withering Blade is the only option you get. Glacier Grenade, definitely the best, especially with Shatter Dive, which is the first aspect we're going to cover. Shatter Dive, super, super strong. Definitely a necessity, and it's really great for not just for breaking the crystals, but also for if you get caught up in the air jumping too much because you have stompies on. You just Shatter Dive to get back down to the ground. Really, really nice ability. Love that. Touch of Winter to make those grenades just actual tactical nukes. Same thing with Whisper of Fissures here. Sorry, I said that wrong. That makes the grenades super strong. And then I'm using this Whisper of Shards for the resilience mostly. And then I'm using Whisper of Chains. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, moving on to weapons, right? I'm going to try to go as fast and as briefly as possible. So that way, if you want to use my exact build, you can totally do it. I'll explain everything to you. And this build is honestly nasty. I really shouldn't be telling you all about this build because it's just so good. All right. First up, Dire Promise. I got Snapshot. Rangefinder got a God Roll here. So good. You ADS instantly. You get that increased range. Got high caliber rounds for a little more range. Got Steady Hand. A little more handling and stability on that bad boy. And we got a Ranged Masterwork. All right. Icarus Grip because we're jumping in the air quite a bit. Dire Promise fits really, really well with the new meta. All right. So that's my main hand cannon now. And then Felwinter's Lie, nothing too special here. I mean, just the normal Felwinters. You can't get random rolls on it. Got Icarus Grip on it, right? I know you might be saying, oh, hey, they nerfed it, all right? You're still crutching that thing. Like, I'm not crutching it, okay? I try to use my primary at all times, but if people rush me, I want to be able to shut them down with one shot. I don't want to have to fire 2 shotgun shots or shotgun melee them, so I stick with the Felwinter's Lie because it tends to be the best and has the most one-hit kill potential. And you can see here we got 5,700 kills in this bad boy, so we're shutting down a lot of people with it. Next up, in terms of the power ammo weapon, I do swap this a little bit, and obviously I could have showed you a bunch of other weapons that I use, but like I said, I want to keep this video short and sweet because I don't want to ramble on for too long. I could make this video an hour long and just analyze every single little thing that I do because there is a purpose and a method behind the madness to everything, but I want this video to be short and sweet. So if you want to use my build, you can, or if you want to know what I'm using when I'm doing Trials carries, you can know exactly what I'm using. So here we go. This Memory Interdict is so good. I don't have the mod that I'm really looking for here, though. I would like to have the Proximity Grenade right here, but that would make this a really, really good roll. Maybe Blast Radius with this as well. But that's what I use for power ammo. If people 3-peek against me, I 3-peek back, or if I'm playing against a cheater, like if I look them up on Trials Report, then I'll swap on the sword 3-peek. But I try at all costs to never 3-peek unless I absolutely have to. And it's getting removed in Season 15, so if you're out there doing it against me, try to stop because you're going to be in a nasty place in Season 15. You're going to be completely lost on how to play Trials. So I've completely quit doing it unless I absolutely have to. And then the Heir Apparent is there just in case we want to turn into a raid boss for a little bit of fun for some memes. But that's my build. That's my weaponry for Trials. Like one of the strongest synergies between these weapons. Now let's go over the armor. This is probably why you're here more than anything, all right? Before I get to my exact armor, I've got my stat distribution. I've got 60 mobility, 5 resilience, 100 recovery, 4 discipline, 40 discipline, and 70 intellect and 70 strength, all right? So the reason why I have things where they are and why they are, first up, recovery is like the most important thing. Get tagged up, you need to strafe to safety, which you're pretty much always doing, especially if you're peek shooting with a hand cannon. Strafe to safety, you want to get your health back as fast as possible so that way you can get back in the action. Don't leave your teammates hanging there, right? Some recovery is most important. Resilience was really important. I'm thinking more about lowering my resilience because no one's using these 120s anymore. So I could probably get away with lower resilience. I'll be testing that in the future, but for now I'm sticking with 5. 6 mobility is a pretty good range for me. Obviously, the higher the better for Hunter, you know what I'm saying? Faster mobility, the faster strafe speed you get, more dodges you get. So if I could have 100 mobility, I would, but my stats don't allow that. And I like an even distribution rather than like really, really specific, need just this one thing type of thing. So, because all of my abilities are pretty good. Next up, we've got discipline. All right, we got 4 discipline. I would like this to be a little bit higher so I can get more of those grenades, but I'll explain how I get my grenades in just a minute. 7 intellect, I do recommend at the very least to have like 7 intellect if you're going into trials, because if you don't, the 100 intellect chaos reach teams are definitely going to get supers way faster than you, and they're going to run you over after like round 3. And it's going to be really frustrating. So I like to run pretty high intellect so that way I can at least have some sort of counter to them by utilizing my super stuff. So, and then I do have 7 strength. And, you know, looking back on it now, I probably will try and lower my strength more because these shurikens really don't do a whole lot. I do utilize them sometimes when people run around corners, and I do get kills here and there, but overall, they've been nerfed so much that really they're not that good. So I'll probably end up trying to work towards lowering my strength and maybe putting more of these stats into discipline, just as a future note. All right, now let's go over the exact mods I have on my armor. I like to utilize everything, so we used up all 10 here. A minor intellect mod, shotgun targeting, and hand cannon targeting. I really like the agile movement. It's especially important with the shotguns, especially now that they've nerfed the handling on that Felwinter. So shotgun targeting feels really nice. Next up, I have a minor mobility mod. I have hand cannon loader, which is super helpful. I don't have slide shot on this hand cannon, so I definitely got to reload it quite a bit. And then shotgun dexterity, really, really helpful. Feels really, really nice for that Felwinter. Next up, we have minor mobility mod. Got unflinching hand cannon, just because the fit there. I don't really care too much for the unflinching. I got arc resistance only because that procs powerful friends, which gives me plus 20 mobility, which is really nice. Then we go down here and we've got resilience mod, which gets me to 5. Maybe I'll swap that over to a discipline mod in a minute. And I got double shotgun scavengers, that way we get all the ape ammo we could ever need. And then radiant light is also giving me 20 strength, so that's probably partly where I get some of my strength from, you know. And radiant light is just a free mod, and there's no one that gives you discipline, so I'll definitely just keep that there, even though I don't really care too much for the strength. And lastly, a little bit of my secret weapon. We got an intellect mod on there to keep that intellect up high, and double bomber is really important. It only works on a solar class item, but bomber is really, really good. You get your class ability back. You use that dodge even if you're not near anyone, or if you use it at the end of the round, and you get your grenade back really, really, really fast. So this is my trials build. If you haven't used this before, get out there and try it, because it's extremely strong. I know most of you are probably hunters, and some of you are probably watching this and crying inside, being like, why would you show everyone to be a stasis hunter? Look. Stasis hunter is decently balanced in the current meta because the super is trash, right? The super is literally trash. I die in my super all the time. I get destroyed by chaos reachers. I get destroyed by almost every roamer out there. The reason why is because when you pop it, it has this crazy like 3-second setup where I'm like jumping in the air, twirling my freaking ice pick around 300 times, and then throwing it, and then it has travel speed and then hits the ground and then finally freezes people like 10 years later. So the super is pretty terrible on this class. You're pretty much only using this class for your grenade, so you should really spec it out really high for discipline. And honestly, you know, if you're gonna make this build, try to run a higher discipline than me. Even you'll enjoy it so much more. High discipline is definitely the key to this build being insane. And your super is not nearly as important, but again, you know, if you, for whatever reason, people are rushing at you, you know, and I have to throw a super at him, I'll just throw it at him, or I'll preemptively throw it and then back up and tag him with a primary. You know, it doesn't do a whole lot, but at the very least, it scares them off, right? It doesn't get a whole lot of kills, but it scares them off because this super is definitely not the strong suit of this class, that's for sure. So hopefully you found this helpful. When you watch my gameplay of my hunter, this is the exact build I'm using, and this is why I'm using it. And I really, really love the movement of hunter, and so that's why I stick to it. If you love an ability on a different class, or, you know, Titan or Warlock or a different hunter class, let me know why down in the comment section below. I'll happily read and be interested in seeing what drives you to enjoy Crucible inside Destiny 2. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down below your thoughts, why you enjoyed it. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.